Welcome, SonicWall channel partners. How you doing? It's Chris Sarlacki here from the NorCal territory. I wanted to take a quick brief time. I want to talk to you about some latest, greatest hot technology that you, our channel partners, can deliver to your customer to secure their remote workforce as BYOD devices, as well as, hey, you may have some customers that are going through account mergers, and there's two different types of networks. So let's talk to you a little bit about that. So I'm going to bring in a couple slides here. So first and foremost, let's talk about it. Hopefully you heard we had purchased back in January Banyan Security, which is now our Cloud Secure Edge ZTNA solution called Cloud Secure Edge. What is it? So at a very high level, we're going to enable remote users to securely access any resource from any device, whether it's an iPad, an iPhone, a laptop, a PC. This is going to eliminate the chances of where most of the modern day attacks is being happening with the mobile workforce, right? It's going to be cloud delivered, intelligent routed, and it's going to treat each machine as a least privileged machine. It's going to give them zero trust. Use cases for this. These are the key buzzwords to listen for. Number one, listen for, I want to modernize my firewall, my VPN with ZTNA. I want to protect against internet threats and credential compromises, or as well as listening for, hey, I've got third-party developers coming in, BYODs, mergers and acquisitions. So not saying it's bad, but traditional method of how you're selling mostly remote users today is selling a SonicWall firewall and a traditional VPN SSL license, right? So if I'm traveling, if I'm remote somewhere else, I've got to use my local ISP cloud, connect back into the network, go through and then go access either on-prem devices, internet websites, software as a services. And so it can be a little bit complex to manage for IT managers. Sometimes there's a poor and unreliable user experience, maybe a drop connection here or two. How do we help them out? How do we continue continuing to monitor that end user? Are they who they are? Do they have the latest security credentials up? Have they been compromised? Rather than once they get in, they're in for the rest of the day. This is where we come into our new play, our SonicWall Cloud Secure Edge. This is the leading SSE solution. Within the platform, your mobile users, whether again, laptop, phone, tablet, whatever it may be, have now the ability to go connect to a traditional VPN as a service, but now a cloud VPN to connect to on-prem networks. I'll talk to you a little bit about that in a second. Have the ability to connect to infrastructures as a service. Think AWS, Google Cloud, Oracle from that standpoint. Be able to leverage CASB, Cloud Access Security Broker, right? Go connect to my Teams, my Office 365 from that standpoint, Workday. And then lastly, hey, where are they going on the websites when they're not connected to the network? Do you need to put in policies to manage that? That's what the Secure Web Gateway is. And so real at a high level too, hey, what are you guys seeing in the marketplace as it relates to selling these deals? Hey, start with SMB and mid-market customer. Traditional average deal size can go anywhere from 5 to 50K. Enterprise customers, you'll see some logos at the end, 100 to 500K. Initially, it's a sticky product. You're going to see the renewal rate increases because usually start out with a select few. Start with the IT department, then move over to finance, move over to sales. That's where these renewal rates continue to go up. And we do offer 1, 2, or 3-year contracts as well as in our monthly plan as well. So again, most deals start out as a land, and then you're going to expand over the customer time plane. The beauty of this, we've got trials. You can go set up a trial. We have got NFRs for our partners, but you can spin up a trial less than a week, and then boom, they're good to go, and they can get implemented with our remote deployment until you guys are 100% up to speed and comfortable with it, all within a week. Again, benefits, easy to manage. It's cloud-based multi-tenant management, one-click deployment, and easy upgrades. Fast and reliable connectivity. You don't have to worry about slow or drop connection. It's a growing infrastructure with high availability and zero trust, right? I'm going to show you about some device posturing in terms of real-time management of what's going on with those endpoints. So in the new world, you're kind of seeing it. Over on the left-hand side, you're going to see my remote user. They're going to try to go connect to either an internet website, a cloud-based application, a CASB application, or an on-prem server. First and foremost, you're going to need to have a IDP. All right. Do we trust who they are? It could be Okta, Azure, et cetera. We're going to leverage that. We're also going to make sure that the latest EDR is up to date. Are they having Sentinel-1, Capture Client? Is that all up to date? If none of those are true, then we're not going to let them onto the network, right? And by the way, that health check is always constantly going to be updated. If something happens, I click on a link and I have a malware on my machine, EDR is going to recognize it. So is now the Cloud Secure Edge. It's going to terminate my connection back to the corporate network. and a pop-up screen is going to say, hey, Chris, you need to go do these remediations based upon your capture client or Sentinel-1 that it's alerting you to. Once it's green again, your health check, your score is back up. From a posturing standpoint, you're good to go from that area. I can go connect to, as long as I have access to certain on-prem resources. Obviously, as a sales guy, you're not going to want me to go into the Jira system, but I'm going to need access to Salesforce, the marketing materials, machines like that. And they're easily set up by different grouping structures from that standpoint. Our CSE offerings. So just like the industry now, we've kind of revamped this. We've got what we call secure private access, basic. Think of basic with that image down below. Your traditional, I need VPN SSL connections back to my corporate network. If that's all you need, you can sell your customer needs, you could sell them SPA basic. If then the next layer up from a private edge is going to be DNS, right? I'm kind of blocking it with the image there. DNS layer security. So that's going to be added in from that standpoint. With that private, the ZTNA area is going to allow access applications such as QuickBooks. Think of being able to access Oracle. So those private access networks that you're going to need. Then we're going to move to public secure, or to securing the internet access. So from a basic standpoint, hey, we want to monitor emails, right? What happens if I'm at a hotel, I'm at a Starbucks, I'm not behind the corporate firewall, right? I click on an email, it's a phishing email, it sends me, in this example, it's a FedEx, it's, hey, your package is ready, go check your tracking number. But it's actually taken me to a reputation poor website. That's where our DNS layer security is going to kick in under the SIA basic, right? SIA basic is going to do that DNS layer security. So if that's what you require to make sure your remote employees that are offline, they're not behind your corporate firewall and not going to certain websites or clicking on links that they shouldn't, that's what you're going to have. And then lastly, getting access to my Salesforce, getting access to Google Space, the different cloud-based applications. That's going to be Secure Internet Advanced. Real quick on the pricing, we'll do quotes. This is MSRP. Again, this is eligible for deal registration. If it's a new logo, reminder, 50% off MSRP. If it's a normal or existing SonicWall customer, you can still qualify for normal deal reg and get another 10%. But you're going to see from a starting point, the SIA basic that I was just describing, from just a pure taking a look at the email and that type of DNS filtering, starts at 36. If you want a traditional VPN SSL experience, that's going to be $60. And by the way, it's per user. If I've got 4 devices that I need to connect with, it's not 4 charges. So keep that in mind. And then lastly, it goes up to, if you have a combination of the full package, $180. And we do discounted pricing for multi-year. By the way, for those of you in our MSSP program, effective in July, these are also available for the monthly program as well. So keep that in mind. Last, before I end here, hey, you've got benefits up here. Again, user experience, security, data sovereignty, and simplicity and cost. I'm not going to say the logos out loud, but you're going to see, especially those of you here in California, some major companies are using behind it, especially if you get hungry and go to Chick-fil-A. So keep that in mind as well. As one customer I will drop. Before I leave, do want to remind us, we kicked off the SonicWall Q3 effective August 1st. The 3 and free promotion is still going. So please remember that is still available. We have both essential and advanced SKUs. And so with that, I want to thank everybody. We had a great quarter in NorCal in Q2. Look forward to working with everybody to grow in the territory no matter where you're at. And we look forward to having a conversation with you then. Take care. Thank you.